I'm here in Dresden at Edgefest and with Lifelike from Czech. So, for starters, could you tell me a bit about your band? Who and what is Lifelike?
Basically, for me, Lifelike is a group of friends who try to express emotions and ideas through the music and the hardcore music, especially what is inspired in the 90s hardcore, especially in bands like Outspoken and some other bands, so Strain, and basically to because writing the lyrics, it has some influence of some kind of spirituality, but in a way that people can relate to it. And we have also from different countries, like not just from Czech Republic, also from Slovakia, and also me. I'm from Chile, but I live in Prague.
Yeah, basically we started the band with my friend Ivan, who I'm in another band with, and we always kind of wanted to do something else in like where we all live in one city. Because with the other band we spread around the country, so we don't have that much time for practicing and everything. So we just wanted to do something that we could be like more focused on, practicing and basically like doing the band. So then we got in touch with our friend Aleš, who plays drums in this other band called Exude, which is like a hardcore band in Prague. And then we, asked our friend Madhu from Chile, who lives in Prague, to sing for the band. And it just clicked in, and then so we started the band, and it works out so far.
Yeah, to be honest, at the beginning, I didn't take it so serious when they first invited me, because I thought they would find someone else much better than me. But one day, like Pavel insisted, and I went to the rehearsal room, and now we are here. So I hope it's well. Hope it's fine.
Yeah, you already mentioned the lyrics. So what are your songs about?
The lyrics it's about basically the straight edge and about the lifestyle. Because when we are straight edge, it's not just I don't smoke, I don't drink. It's also about looking something inside you that you can express to other people, because sometimes we criticize people, but when you get mature, like to say some way, you realize that the best way to teach to other people or is to show something by the example. I think also what I use a lot, because I write the lyrics, it's about purifying your heart, because not just being straight, you can be straight and still being an asshole, but there is a lot of envy around us, inside us, around us. There is a lot of greed, a lot of and that's what we should fight, to purify our heart, and then you can give your heart. It's like you can spread something that is pure, maybe, like something more authentic. So that's at least for me. So Pavel has another opinion too.
I don't write the lyrics, so I'm just like
Maybe you can touch on where the inspiration for the music comes.
My point of view, like since I got into hardcore in like mid 90s, so it really started like I first felt like I first wanted to have a band when I saw, I think it was Refused in 94 or 95 when they toured with 108, and then like going to shows and listening to bands like Outspoken and Strife and stuff like that, it really touched me a lot. So basically that's where like the inspiration comes from like my part, because the other guys, Ivan and Aleš, they're younger. So they will probably tell you like different influences, But for me, it was like, I would say Refused, Abinanda, Outspoken, Strife, Unbroken, these like 90s hardcore bands.
Your sixth song, record came out in 2021, so what can you tell me about this album?
It was just a demo, and we're working on some new songs now, but we're taking forever. We're not like the fastest band when it comes to like practicing, recording, and planning things. But like, yeah, just recorded these few songs, and we're working on new material and hoping to record and release like a 7-inch soon. But it's still in progress. You know, we don't have like dates planned yet or something. But like, we're working on things to come.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone has their own responsibilities. We are not 20 years old anymore, so it's kind of different. So yeah, that's the thing.
What kind of music are we gonna hear?
I think it's gonna be pretty much in the same direction as the demo, more or less.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still like hardcore, straight edge hardcore.
It probably goes like in maybe a more mature sound, because it was like usually the first things are like I think we will always try to do something better. So this is Lifelike, you know, and it's not like, it's true that we take some influence as bands used to do, but I feel that we also have our own identity as a band, and that's what we try to create, or not even create, because it's already done. It's already there, and it's what we are and what we try to express through the music.
As you said, you are kind of taking your time with things. So how do you work on new material as a band?
Usually just like either me or Aleš or even Ivan, like the bass player, somebody has like an idea, and it doesn't work the way that one of us like writes like a complete song or something. We just meet in like the rehearsal room and just start to jam, and something comes out of it, you know. And it's all like very organic. We don't really have like a strict like, yeah, you have to do this, you have to do that. It just like happens sometimes, somehow.
Yeah, you make the music first, and I write the lyrics. Yeah. And I'm no musician, so I just try to, whatever comes from my heart, I just feel the music, and the way I feel it, I try to express something through the lyrics, and that's all. No, I think if someone finds some magic in the band, magic touch in the band, that's everything. We all try to work in an organic way, as Pavel mentioned it before, and that's everything.
As you mentioned, you are indeed a straight edge band, but what does straight edge mean to you guys?
To me, it's hard to like describe, because like I've always lived like without using drugs and alcohol and smoking. I never really got into that. And to me, like, becoming straight edge was like the most like natural thing, because basically I've been living the straight edge life even without knowing that something like straight edge exists. And when I discovered that there's like a part of like the punk and hardcore like scene, or you know, the community like called straight edge, that there's like that it's about basically abstaining from drugs, and I was like, yeah, that's who I am, you know, that's who I've always been. So my life did not change at all when I decided to like mark my hands with, you know, X's when I go to shows or something. But like, yeah, it means just, it's not, to me, it's not like a set of rules. Of course, it has to deal with like sobriety, and it has to deal with like, you know, over like views on world, but it's not like can't do this, and I don't feel like limiting myself, you know. It's just who I am. I mean, how about you? I don't know. It's like
I feel in a similar way. I mean, the same thing. Like I never smoke, I never drink in my childhood or when I was younger.
I mean, I did. I tried it a couple of times, but it was not like I never got into it. You know, like I was like 13 when I smoked my first like three and last three cigarettes. So that was it for me, you know, like.
For me, even the smell was like terrible for me, and the alcohol and wine, and Chile has a really, my country has like a real culture in wine, and
So that's Czech Republic, you know, it's like a beer country. So it's
plus I come from kind of dangerous side of Santiago de Chile, but so yeah, I saw where kids were playing when we were kids, we were playing with them. And now they are addicted to different kind of drugs and all, and there's a lot of criminality and all. So yeah, for me it's like, and yeah, then with the time I realized about the hardcore music, because before I was so much connected with electronic music and the rave culture, but without drugs. And then, because of political instance, I took it as a political view. Like, you can make a change. You can make a change if you are just on the floor running because you are drunk, and as I say, like, intoxication doesn't mean anything. It's not a rebellion or revolution. The revolution is inside. There must be a revolution of consciousness, and that's why I see also the strike. And I know some people will not like that, but I see a strike also as a spiritual thing, and that's why I got connected with the Krishna consciousness when I was 17 years old, and that's why I keep in my heart till today. And I'm happy, like, hardcore music and Krishna consciousness came together sometime, and I ask every time, like, how the hell happened, you know? It's like, yeah, that's my personal view, you know. So some people can see more in political way, and what's okay. I also have my political views, okay, of course, like against fascism, against. We try to make all together everything what is good. They are the vegan people, the animal rights, the human rights. Whatever is good, it should be in the hardcore scene.
Talking about the scene, how is the straight edge scene at the moment, or is there one? What is your view?
It feels like it's on the rise in Europe. From my personal point of view, like I'm so happy to see like new straight edge band popping out like around Europe. Like even some bands playing here, like Remain, who even organized this show today. There are bands from like all over the place. Like there are new straight edge bands in Hungary, like Escalate. There are bands in France, which is something unusual to have like a new straight edge bands from France. You know, like Iron Deficiency, they're amazing. So there's a lot of new bands. Like there's like a whole bunch of like Polish bands. Some of them are playing here tonight as well. Like Protein and Care. They're great. Like, so I'm happy with like, because seeing the scene for like last couple of years, it felt like okay, there's something happening, but not much. And suddenly, even now, even in Czech Republic, we have like three more or less active like straight edge bands, which is something that you haven't seen for years. So I'm positive on, you know, I think it's getting better.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
I mean, it's still like pretty small, of course, but like, yeah, I think it's getting better now.
For me, yeah, I know it's 7 years I live in Europe, and I feel like there is always, I saw Pavel since I live in Prague. I saw Pavel every time doing something for the hardcore scene, especially the straight edge scene. That is, of course, we feel more connected naturally. I feel something is growing up, not just because they are great bands. It's also because the bands are creating some bonds of friendship, and that's something very special. And try to connect each other. It's a connection from heart to heart. You know, that's so special.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, I just wanted to like follow that. Like, we just talked about it earlier today with the guys from Care and Protein, because it's the same people. That it's really cool that it's not really like separated between, like, let's say the scene in England or Sweden or Poland or Czech Republic, but it's like European street scene, which is like what Madu said, like kind of like a bond. And all these bands most of them are like friends together. You know, they like to play shows together. There's also this amazing band in Nuremberg called Fragment, which is like a new straight edge band as well. So it's, you know, I forgot about them. They're like, yeah, it's just like super cool, I think. Yeah. And I'm happy we're like a part of it, you know, like with Lifelike playing shows with these bands and like trying to create something positive. So hopefully it gets like influential for some other people. So yeah.
And people are trying to find new ways to connect with each other, and more people interested in to know what is triage means or really means. And also seen in Latin America, even when I used to have so many friends who were triage years ago, and now they are not anymore, but they are still my friends. And it's the mentality is changing. Triage for many years has been seen as a judgmental movement, as a kind of sect, you know. But I feel that now people is so open-minded about so many things, and we discuss now so many things that before were not discussed at all. So that's something so special, you know. So,
is there a scene in Chile or Santiago?
We have some great bands like Asunto, Hoy es el Día. It seems like you know better than me, Entre Fuego. But some bands are not playing anymore, you know, so stop playing because the change of generation and all, so it's complex. It's part of the human action, you know. But I feel like there's always no triage bands, but hardcore bands with triage members, and that's great. And also, also in the morning I saw that yesterday played some friends from Finland as well. They are my dear friends from Standard. They made their first show, so new bands coming. I feel that it's coming back, the fanzine culture, you know. It's not that you read everything on internet or, you know, so it's still keeping the spirit alive. It's like the flame still burns, you know.
Don't sleep. Get up, rascal, get up.